it's entrepreneurship. It's how to become a business person. It's how to develop yourself, how to have more, for yourself, knowledge, add to yourself, but in a better way. That's what I brought for you this morning. So we'll be having some guests from University of Ibadan, from Zucchini Fashion Apprentice Program. We'll be looking at some of these issues coming here today. And so, do you know that University of Ibadan already has a program for garment, for designs and the rest? I do not have all the information, but people here today will enlighten you more about how you can become a better person this year. So tell everyone who is into fashion around you, people who love entrepreneurship, people who love garments, people who love to work around different materials and make beautiful garments out of them, to listen up this morning, because it's going to do them a world of good. So this is one thing that we want to do. This discussion will center on the Department of Industrial and Production Engineering, what they are doing for fashion development in Nigeria, and the partnership with Zucchini Fashion Center, and what you can do with marketing the fashion, and also the training programs that they've got. And so this morning I have Professor, Industrial and Production Engineering, Department, University of Ibadan, Professor Victor Oladokun in the studio. Prof, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me on the program. It's a pleasure to be here.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year too.
Also, his area of specialization is operation, research, soft computing, and risk management. And also from the University of Ibadan, a senior lecturer, Industrial and Production Engineering Department, University of Ibadan. We have Dr. Adekunle Kolawole. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
It's good to have you.
I'm grateful to be here.
How have you been?
Well, so nice, so good.
It's good to see you. Happy New Year to you as well.
Same to you. Thank you.
And the director, Dr. Adekunle Kolawole's area of specialization is agronomics, human factor engineering, and safety engineering. You tell me about agronomics. That is strange to me, but okay, I'll like you to explain to me. Olumide Olalekan is director and head consulting service, Zucchini Fashion Center. Is also the project administrator and strategist, University of Ibadan, IPE Garment Lab. He's not new to the conversation, actually. Hi, Olalekan.
Good morning, Shil.
It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here this morning.
Happy New Year to you again.
Same to you, and same to our listeners.
So I will start from Olalekan. Tell me this concept of fashion and why you particularly your consulting firm is interested in fashion.
Oh, well, actually, like you read out from the brief resume, I'm a director at Zucchini Fashion Center, which is a clothing company which is focused on garment production, consulting in the area of fashion, training, vocational training in the area of fashion, as well as research. And quite interestingly, we've been doing our business as usual, producing clothing and doing a bit of fashion training on the side. And I think sometimes last year or 2 years ago, we didn't even know about it, but we got a visit from the University of Ibadan, particularly the Industrial and Production Engineering Department. And they were actually working on a research in the area of garment production, and which I feel they will talk a lot more about. And in that process, they came visiting. I think they liked what we were doing. They saw some things we were doing a bit differently, and they thought to partner with us. And by the way, the University of Ibadan now has a full-fledged garment lab in place right in the university.
Let me quickly go to the university. I'm coming back to you actually, but let me go to Professor Victor Oladokun, Professor of Industrial and Production Engineering, Operation Research, Soft Computing and Risk Management.
You're right.
What has research got to do with sewing clothes?
Well, it has a lot to do with sewing clothes.
Olumide, are you listening?
Is it engineering is all about affecting, solving problem of the society. We find out that we must apply our engineering skills to the Nigerian environment. And if you check the environment of Nigeria presently, one of the biggest challenge we have now is job creation, unemployment. Now, if you analyze the entire spectrum of the Nigerian industry, there are areas that are potentially powerful to employ a lot number of people. The fashion industry is one of them. There are some industry that you pump a lot of money into, that like the oil and gas. You can put $1 billion into an oil and gas system. It's mostly fully automated system. So you find a situation where 10 people, 10 engineers can run a $1 billion system. So why it's adding a lot to the economy, it's not
creating enough desired jobs.
But if you check the fashion industry or the agric industry, I mean processing, food processing, if you put $100 million in that sector, the job creation capacity is massive. So a $100 million investment in fashion can employ thousands of Nigerians. And so what we're doing in industrial engineering is to focus on this area where we feel that we can actually impact the society. And we have identified the fashion industry. But unfortunately, the Nigerian fashion system is a bit backward in the sense that we're still limited to the old style crafting.
The apprenticeship system.
Yes. So if you check what you are wearing and what you are importing, actually in terms of styling, we are good. But in terms of finishing, for example, the reason why you want to wear imported systems or clothes is where you just put side by side with Nigerians output. It just maybe probably the finishing. So what we are trying to do now is to encourage our students, engineering students who have been trained to show interest in this area and where they can create jobs. So, and we see the fashion industry as industry, okay? And therefore, because our mandate is to actually help the Nigerian industry system, we have adopted, or we are adopting the fashion industry to influence, and we are putting a lot of investment into it, using our brand name to attract, interest into the Nigerian fashion system.
I have specific questions.
Yes.
I remember that Bosun here usually say that the finishing, when you see this craft,
Yes.
you see shoes made in Nigeria and shoes made outside of Nigeria, one of the first things you see is that the finishing of that product gives you concerns.
Exactly.
The edges,
Exactly.
the stitches and the rest. So when you say the Department of Engineering, are you producing machines that will assist in this industry?
Yes, is it beyond machines? If you find out, it's not just the machines, it's the training and the skills you've given to the people. If you check most of the one you import from abroad, most times the difference is not actually the machining, really. The difference is the skilling of the people working on those systems. For example, when it comes to, let's say, measuring.
Okay, measurement. Right.
Yes, measurement.
We used tape rule here.
Yes, you use the rule.
Yes.
But most time you have watched some videos online where you see, people in diaspora doing measuring, probably housework, probably, doing tiling.
Yeah.
You can see the attention to details. Now, if you don't train people from the onset, they cannot appreciate the place of measurement. And when you have engineering students, year 1, year 2, is exposed to what we call technical drawing. And that skill is the skill behind measurement. It's exposed to what we call AutoCAD. These skills are the skills for using software to do design. Now, unfortunately, this set of skilled individuals we have produced, we are not pushing them to the industry that we need them. So you see a student who has done fantastic well in drawings, in AutoCAD, who can do fantastic finishing, but when he's out, he never think that the fashion industry is a place to go.
He's looking for a job as an artist somewhere.
But you see, if you put a graduate of mechanical engineering, industrial engineering, and you put him on the same machine that you put the ordinary artisan on, you'll be shocked, the output. Because when it's going to be measuring, it's measuring with this mindset of an engineer.
So there'll be accuracy.
There will be accuracy. So he can use set scale, he can use those same. Now, the truth of the matter is that you don't have to be a graduate to use some of these skills.
Okay, so is it that University of Ibadan can now train artisans in these accurate skills?
Exactly.
Okay, let me come to Dr. Adekunle Kolawole. You are into production engineering department, University of Ibadan.
Yes.
Area of agronomics. You know, I said I want to know a bit about quickly, maybe in 2 minutes. What does that? I mean, I know it's a whole field of study, but what, for me, who is just a microphone guy, what does it mean?
Well, economics, as it is just an area of industrial engineering where it's an area of industrial engineering where we specialize or we look into the area of how products fit the people that will use them. The work environment, you see, people have to be comfortable with whatever work environment where they are in. So how do you fit the work environment to the people so that it will be comfortable, you will not be stressed beyond his ability while at work. Safety is very important. Then also, you know, you are talking about how do you go into clothing too. You see, in engineering, it's not only to design the technical functionality of the machine, but the people that will use the products or the equipment, how well does the product or equipment fit them. So, and that brought us to the area of research, even in clothing now. You know, people must use clothes that fit them, either the protective wear, it must fit them so that it can do the work it's supposed to do. For example, talk about helmets. He's only put on a helmet that doesn't fit him. If he's on Okada or whatever,
can fly off.
The thing can fly off.
Yes.
So you have to know how those products fit the people. Most of the time when those products are manufactured abroad, they manufacture to fit their own body dimensions. When it gets here, it doesn't fit us. You look at this, some cars, people begin to squeeze themselves in. So the economy is just an area of industrial engineering where we look at how products are produced. People who are going to use are able to use them effectively, effortlessly, without harming them. The work environment, how does it fit the people so that they'll be safe and comfortable while working, so that their productivity could be high. Because if they're not comfortable, you're not able to work effectively, and your productivity will be very low. So in a nutshell, that's what economy is.
So how does it fit into this discussion?
Okay, now we actually have a research in one of the areas we tailor that area of specialization into is that the Nigerian garment system. We have, if you look at some products that are produced from abroad, these shirts, all those things, you know, you can just pick up your size. You see, my size is 14, my size is 13. But those sizes came about because of certain research that have been done to get what we call anthropometric dimensions of people over time. And because of that, they're able to come up with various sizes for the people. So here, in that area of economics, we have a research area of garments where we are looking at how will the Nigerian garment system fit the people. And there is also, fortunately, recently won a research grant with TED Fund, where we have to look into how to develop Nigerian garment industry, whereby we can have different sizes of clothing for Nigeria, like these are native wear. You know, you want to go.
It to be standardized?
Yes, to be standardized. So we are working on that. So, but we have to be a research whereby we collect a lot of data about the Nigerian population, and from there, transform it into sizing, standardization. So when it's standardized, there are different sizes, then people can now go into mass production of those things. That is why we come in with Zucchini. We can do research, transform it to certain templates, but they will do the practical aspect of it, transforming it, what we have done as a research, transform it. And by the time they do it, there could be some going back to go and do some reflection and do what you have to come out theoretically. That's how we are trying to combine together.
All right, let me come to Zucchini. I'm still going back to university to bring more insight into it. He already told me the nexus of your partnership. They are into research, and then when they have those research, it comes to the industry. And you serve as the industry benchmark where they now practice with those items. But I'm assuming that maybe somebody who wants to be a fashion designer is listening to me this morning, or somebody who is just in training is listening right now this morning. What is the need for such a person?
Okay, all right, great. Quickly, I'll try to also tie it into this discussion. Prof was talking about measurement and all the rest, and one of the things that unfortunately I would say most of the small scale fashion designers don't have the resource to get equipment even in use in terms of getting very good and quality product. One of the things that the university has done through the department is that they acquired this 3D full body scanner. And what does this 3D full body scanner does? Which means that it eliminates tape rule. The scanner will scan. Yes,
reliable tape rule.
The scanner will take the whole dimension of a human being in 9 seconds. And you have all the dimensions that you need to use. So these are part of the things the university is exposing or will be exposing anyone who comes on board to take advantage of. Then it also appears or allows the university lecturers to bring in their research work, even to train artisans. One of the things we're trying to work on now is that even those who are local, in terms of those who don't understand English, we're coming up with a curriculum by which you can teach them in Yoruba language. Yes, and they will still earn their certificate. They will still be certified. So, so for those on the field, what they can do is where they can benefit is actually, number one is, like I said, the university has already set up a garment lab, and we've already started fashion training as well. And I will quickly touch on that. We have 2 core areas. There's the training on fashion design, there's the training on garment production. And I will say this quickly, and not to disparage anybody. I want to appreciate all those who are in the industry right now. They are doing their best. But I'll say that now people are saying that they go learn fashion designing. But the truth of the matter is that if you're learning fashion designing without a core in fashion illustration, you are really not doing...
What is fashion illustration?
Fashion illustration is to enable you to come up with your own designs and concepts. So it's not about picking a custom clothing from somewhere and reproducing it. Fashion designers actually create trends. So if you don't have your core in fashion illustration, then you are not a fashion designer. You are just reproducing what somebody else has created. So, and these are opportunities that the university affords us, which, like they said, we're also coming into partner so that we now become a link between the industry and the university. Can I also say this? Yes. In my interaction with the department, I found out that there's a research which has to do with ergonomics. There's a research on the impact of the long-term impact of scissors use for tailors. And they're also trying to think of what alternatives that can they produce so that tailors can do their cutting effectively and efficiently without it impacting on their fingers.
Who is a tailor without a scissors?
Maybe Prof can say something on that.
A tailor without the scissors?
Yes, actually, you see the difference between us and the West is that we don't change. You see, when you were growing up, find out some of the gadgets that you were used to when you were small. We still find us using the same thing. Even
I can give you an example.
Yeah.
I can give you an example of typewriter.
Exactly.
I can give you an example of some manual clipper. I still saw it some time ago.
Yes.
I wonder who uses that.
Yes. But you see, we should encourage innovation. You must not do it the way. And if you check the history of many of the big companies in the world that influence the world, and check where they started from, they started with like our local blacksmith of those days. But as technology improves, as new knowledge comes, they adapt. So what we are saying is that we are not saying what we are doing in the past are not good, but what we are saying is that we should fuse our education into our real life problem. Now, Nigerian education should be meant to solve Nigerian problems. It doesn't make sense for UI to be tackling American problems, UK problems, when there are local problems that needs to be solved.
Absolutely. I mean, we know a lot of researches are there on the shelves.
Exactly. So that's what we're not doing now is okay. We are having a town-gown relationship with industry. Zucchini is just one of our partners. We have other partners in welding, in automobile. So the idea, what we're now saying is this: the critical mass for industrial revolution actually belong to the streets. For example, if you want to do anything in garment industry in Nigeria, you cannot ignore the local tailors. You cannot say they are not good. But what you do is that you find out, you interact with them and find out what are the little things that we need to give more. For example, you find out if you pick an average tailor and you just teach him or her basic concepts in marketing. You know, marketing is not tailoring. But you see, you might find out that you can help him to start sending his clothes across the border. So a cloth that he gets maybe 5,000 for in Nigeria, if you get that cloth across to the US, he might get 60,000. And you empower him. But as he's in Ibadan, he doesn't know the opportunity growth out of the US. He doesn't know the process of exporting. But you see, we are there, we know all the rules, we know all the games. We have partners in law, we have partners in international relationship, we have partners in the School of Business. I'm the Deputy Director of the School of Business. So it's possible for us to pick some of these, 100 of them. You know, we have partners with the US Embassy. You know, a lot of people, you know, and we can, so all of you come. So Zucchini comes around, help us design curriculum. So you can teach accounting in Yoruba and say, look, when you make, you must do costing. Because you ask yourself, when the tailor gives you charges, most time when you sit down and do a cost analysis, you find out that it's not sustainable. It's not factoring in his time, it's not factoring in his effort. So eventually that tailor remains poor for a very long time because he doesn't know how to cost. He
doesn't understand the dynamics
of costing and all those. And those are the things that we can water down to the level that our people can pick and use.
So who are the people that you are targeting with these programs?
Yes, we have 3 levels of targets. Our first targets are our students.
Okay.
Our students who are in the program now, they are there, they have spare times. We are not tampering with their core curriculum, but we are just saying, look, when you are earning your BSc Industrial Engineering, we want you to have additional skills. And if it's your passion to become a fashion person, we have industry that can teach you. Some of them end up as tailors, some of them may end up as people will be fabricating machines for tailors to use. Some of them may end up as people will be repairing and servicing machines. You see, some of the machines that are used now, they are automated machines that the old baba that used to repair them cannot repair. But my year 5 industrial engineering students can end up, you know, servicing them. The second layers are UI students generally, whether you are in engineering, or not, or any Nigerian student. We have, you know, program for you. You come in 6 months, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, we mass you, but in the process, it's not practice, it's not theory alone. You have hands-on. Then the last,
so you can work with the industry.
Yes, you can work. The last layer are the people in the community. Okay, tailors, you know, people who are already in the fashion, people are not in the fashion. School start leave. Your son finishes maybe in July. Before he gets to university in September, he comes for a program, and he comes during holidays, you know, and the people on the street. So we create those kind of interaction. But what we did on our part was to do some investment.
Okay.
We invested about 10 million naira to acquire some equipment that the local tailor may not be able to have. Because you see, a tailor cannot go and acquire a botany machine of 5 million. But we can acquire one, and tailor in our hub can come and share and use. Yes.
Doctor, your last advice here, I mean, if you invite people to come and learn here.
Yes, well, we want people to come, and also just as mentioned about issue of students, you know, this day we are talking about entrepreneurship for students, not only to acquire a degree. So this is an avenue to enhance those areas of entrepreneurship. So both our students and others can also actually come to gain in this area. Therefore, we are expanding the horizon of entrepreneurship.
So, Zucchini, I'm seeing people asking me questions here about how can they reach you?
All right. Oh, okay. You can reach us through a WhatsApp number 0906 000 1705.
Take it gently.
WhatsApp 0906 000 1705. And like Prof and Doctor have said, the students primarily, it gives them opportunities, options for those on the streets. Anyone interested, whether you are literate or illiterate, doesn't really matter. you can come in to also learn and be better skilled with the exposure to the equipment. We also are reaching out to existing fashion designers or tailors as well, for them to improve their skill in the area of the machineries.
Skill up.
Yes, thank you. That word is better, to skill up. And because ultimately what we're also looking at is that by the time this research work is done, Prof already said it, we are likely to go into mass production of these things. And the earlier these tailors and the rest skill up, they now become our resource person or vendors that will be used for some of this productive work. And we have 2 centers where we operate from. We operate right from the University of Ibadan, IPE Garment Lab. That's Faculty of Technology. Or they can come to Zucchini Fashion Center at 13 Akinyemi Way, opposite the NEPA transmission company, to get further details. So there are forms that can be obtained for the training programs as well. And like I said, we have 2 core training programs, which is fashion design and garment production. But there are also options of men's clothing, women's clothing, children's clothing, t-shirt production as well on the program. Once again, the number to call or to WhatsApp in is 0906 0001705.
I want to thank Dr. Adekunle Kolawole, Senior Lecturer, Industrial and Production Engineering Department, University of Ibadan, for coming. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And most especially, thank Professor Victor Oladokun, Professor, Industrial and Production Engineering, University of Ibadan. Thank you for coming as well.
Thank you.
And from Zucchini, Director and Head Consulting Service, Zucchini Fashion Center, Mr. Olumide Olalekan. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for having us.
Hope to see you soon.
Very soon.
Well, that's it on the program this morning. I hope you've learned something. You can take advantage of this opportunity and be a better person in 2022. I want to thank everyone for listening. Balumi, thank you. AZ, many thanks. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola. Good morning.